Welcome to Fazza Poetry World, where hearts turn into poetry. My love, listen to me not as a voice, but as a feeling that has lived inside me. Since the first moment our eyes met, I do not come to you with authority, nor with the weight of being called a husband. I come to you simply as a man who found his home inside your heart. There was a moment, so small that the world did not notice it, but for me, it was the beginning of everything. When I first saw you, something within me grew quiet, as if my restless soul had finally found a place to sit down and breathe. It was not loud. It was not dramatic. It was soft, like a whisper only my heart could hear. And that whisper said, "This is her." Since that day, love did not rush between us like a storm, it flowed slowly, like a calm river finding its path through life. It grew in the laughter we shared, in those moments when our smiles met, without needing a reason. It grew in silence too, in those quiet spaces, where words were unnecessary, because our hearts already understood. And do you remember those little struggles we faced, the moments that were not perfect, the days that tested us? Even there, love did not weaken. It became stronger. Because real love is not built only in beautiful moments, it is built in the cracks, in the imperfections, in the times when holding on feels harder than letting go. And still, we chose to stay. My love, people often think marriage is a day, a celebration, a moment filled with lights, music, flowers dancing in the air, and smiles captured in pictures. But what they do not see is what comes after. Marriage is not the ring on your finger, though it shines with meaning. It is not the promises spoken once, though they echo forever. Marriage is a quiet decision. A decision we make again, and again, and again. Every morning, when the sun rises without asking, we choose each other. Not because we have to, but because we want to. We choose to walk together, through paths we understand, and paths we don't. We choose to stand side by side, when life feels light, and when it becomes heavy. And today, from the deepest place within me, I choose you again. Not out of habit, not out of duty, but out of love, that has only grown stronger with time. And there is something I want to ask you, not as a demand, not as an expectation, but as a humble request. From a heart that loves you endlessly. Please, stay the woman you are. Do not let time reshape you into someone the world expects. Stay the woman I fell in love with. The one whose strength does not need to be loud to be powerful. The one whose kindness flows without conditions, like rain that does not choose where to fall. You are gentle, but never weak. You are soft, but never fragile. There is a quiet bravery in you that the world may not always understand, but I see it. I see the way you care for others, without counting the cost. I see the way you give love, without waiting for it to return, and even when life places stones in your path, you do not stop walking. You carry yourself with grace, even when your heart feels tired. But listen to me carefully, because this matters more than anything else. You do not always have to be strong. You do not always have to smile when your heart is heavy. You do not always have to carry everything on your own. Because I see you, I see the hidden weight. You try to hide behind your laughter. I see the silent battles you fight without telling anyone. I see the tears you hold back, so the world never notices your pain. But my love, you do not need to hide from me. If your heart feels tired, rest it in mine. If your eyes feel heavy, let them close without fear. If your soul feels overwhelmed, let me carry some of that burden. Because I am not only here for your happiness, I am here for your broken moments too. I am here for the nights when silence feels too loud. I am here for the days when even breathing feels like effort. Marriage is not just about sharing joy. It is about sharing pain. It is about standing together in every season of life. Through the warmth of sunny days, and the cold uncertainty of storms. Our love should be a place of peace. A place where you never feel alone. A place where you can be yourself. Without fear, without masks, without pretending. Because time will change many things. It will change the way we look, the rhythm of our days, the direction of our lives. But there is one thing time will never touch. My love for you. It will not fade. When life becomes difficult, it will not weaken. When distance tries to test us, it will not disappear. In silence, I loved you from the very beginning, and I will love you until my last breath, and in every moment between, I will continue choosing you. There may be days when we do not understand each other. Days when emotions rise like waves that refuse to settle. Days when silence stretches longer than it should. But even then, we must remember something important. We are not enemies. We are not standing on opposite sides. We are a team. So when pride tells us to walk away, let love remind us to stay. When anger speaks loudly, let patience speak louder. When distance tries to grow, let us meet each other halfway. Hold my hand, not only when it is easy, but when it is hard. Walk beside me, not only in light, but in darkness too. Trust me with your heart, as I trust you with mine. Because loving you is not just a feeling. It is a promise. A promise I make today. A promise I will make tomorrow. a promise I will keep making for the rest of my life. And if someday the world becomes too heavy for you, come back to me. Because in my arms, you will always find your home. If you are still here reading this, then it means your heart has not closed the door on me yet. And that alone is enough for me to continue speaking. Because there are words that are not meant to end, they are meant to continue. Like breath, like heartbeat, like love that refuses to disappear. So let me continue, after everything I said before, after every promise I placed gently in your hands, there is still something deeper I need you to understand. Love is not only what we say when everything is perfect. Love is what remains when nothing feels perfect at all. There will be days, my love, when the world will not feel kind. Days when even simple things will feel heavy for no reason. And on those days, you may feel like you are standing alone, even when people are around you. But listen carefully, even in your quietest silence, even in your most hidden pain, you are not alone. Because I do not love you only in your strength. I love you in your weakness too. I love you in your tired eyes that try to stay strong for everyone else. I love you in your moments of doubt, when you question your own worth. And I love you in the parts of you that you try to hide from the world. Those parts, they are not less beautiful to me. They are the reason my love feels real. My love, sometimes you carry the world on your shoulders, as if it is your responsibility alone. But tell me, who told you that you have to be everything for everyone? Who told you that you are only valuable when you are strong? Let me be clear with you today, you are allowed to be tired. You are allowed to rest. You are allowed to fall silent without explanation. You do not always need to be the light for others when your own heart feels dark. Because I am here, not to take your strength away, but to share it. And if your hands feel full, let me hold some of what you are carrying. Not because you are weak, but because you are human. And I love you as you are, not as the world expects you to be. There is something I have realized as time passes between us. Love is not loud. It does not always announce itself with big moments or perfect situations. Sometimes love is quiet. It is sitting beside someone without needing to speak. It is understanding pain without needing explanation. It is staying even when leaving feels easier. And I have chosen to stay. Not once, but again and again. Even when I could have walked away. Even when silence felt heavy. Even when misunderstanding stood between us like a wall. I stayed. Because something inside me always said, this is where you belong. My love, You and I, we are not perfect. We were never meant to be. We are two imperfect souls, trying to understand something that is bigger than both of us. And still, we try. We try to understand each other. We try to hold on during confusion. We try to rebuild, even after small breaking moments. That effort, that trying, that is love, not perfection. And I want you to know something important. If ever you feel like you are not enough, remember this: you are not meant to be enough for the whole world. You are only meant to be real. And you are real in the most beautiful way. You love deeply. You care deeply. You feel deeply. And sometimes, feeling deeply hurts. But I would never ask you to become less of yourself, just to feel safe. Because your heart, even with all its emotions, is the most beautiful thing I have ever known. There will be moments in life when we will not understand each other. Moments when words will fail us. Moments when silence will stretch longer than comfort allows. But even then, I want you to remember this: silence is not the end of love. Distance is not the death of love. Misunderstanding is not stronger than love. If we choose to return to each other, love will still be there. Waiting. Patient. Unchanged. Because real love does not disappear during storms. It learns how to survive them. And I do not want a love that only survives in easy times. I want a love that stays alive in every season. When everything is bright, and when everything feels uncertain. When words flow easily, and when words are hard to find. And if ever we lose our way, I do not want pride to guide us. I want love to guide us back. Back to understanding. Back to patience. Back to each other. So if my hand ever reaches for yours, do not pull away too quickly. And if your heart ever feels far, I will still wait for it to return. Because I am not here for temporary love. I am here for lasting love. A love that does not end when emotions change. A love that does not fade when life becomes difficult. A love that continues, even when everything else stops making sense. And that is the love I give you today. Not perfect. Not flawless. But real. And I hope, deep in your heart, you feel it too. If you are still listening, then it means somewhere inside your silence, you are still holding on to me. And I am still holding on to you. Even if distance tries to confuse us. Even if emotions try to shake us. Even if the world tries to tell us that love is temporary, I refuse to believe that about us. Because what we have was never built quickly. It was built slowly, carefully, quietly, like something sacred growing, without anyone noticing. And sacred things do not break easily. My love, I want to tell you something that I have never said in this way before. Loving you has not always been easy. There were moments when I did not understand you. Moments when I questioned myself. Moments when I felt silence more than I felt answers. But even in those moments, I did not stop loving you. I learned you instead. Because love is not just feeling. Love is understanding. Understanding your silence. Understanding your moods. Understanding the parts of you that even words cannot explain. And I stayed, because I wanted to understand you, not leave you. My love, there is something powerful about us. We do not love in a perfect way. We love in a real way. And real love is not always smooth. It bends. It pauses. It hurts sometimes. But it does not disappear. There are nights when I think about you. And I wonder, are you smiling right now? Are you tired? Are you overthinking like I do sometimes? And in those thoughts, I realize something important. You are not just part of my life. You are part of my thoughts. Part of my silence. Part of my peace. Part of my chaos. You exist in everything I feel. And maybe that is what love truly is. Not possession. Not control. Not expectation. But presence, even when someone is not physically there. My love, I do not want a perfect version of you. I want your real version. The one who laughs without warning. The one who gets quiet for no reason. The one who overthinks small things. The one who cares too much. Even when the world does not deserve it. I want all of you. Not the edited version. Not the strong-only version. But the real one. Because real love does not ask you to change. It asks you to stay real. And I promise you something too, I will not ask you to be easy to love. I will learn how to love you. Even on the difficult days. Even when you are silent. Even when you are confused. Even when you are far in your thoughts. While sitting right next to me. Because love is not only for the understood moments. It is for the misunderstood ones too. And I know, we will have those moments. But instead of running away from them, I want us to grow through them. Together. Side by side. Not perfect, but committed. My love, sometimes I imagine our future. Not the perfect picture people dream about, but something more real. Two people growing older together. Learning each other again and again. Still holding hands. Even when life changes us. Still choosing each other. Even after years have passed. Still sitting in silence. That feels like home, not distance. That is the kind of love I want. Not loud. Not temporary. Not showy. But steady. Like the sky that stays above us. no matter what happens below.